Welcome back to KPRC 2 Plus now at 8. It is 8:30 on our Thursday morning. Every year, nearly 200,000 people in the U.S. are diagnosed with sickle cell disease. This is according to the CDC. This is where red blood cells break down, leading to a shortage of healthy blood cells. It can be treated but not cured. This is when organizations like the As One Foundation come into play. Joining us this morning is Olympian Frank Rutherford and Dr. Tamoya Austin from the foundation. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
We do appreciate it. Frank, I want to start with you if that's okay. I know you have a personal story, and I'd like for you to share that personal story with us.
My personal story? Which one?
the one particularly with the foundation, with the organization.
Well, I tell you what, my personal story is the twins, both Devad and Devon, more or less my cousins, but I've raised them. And so everybody know them to be my sons, or they call me Uncle Frank, because primarily I'm an athlete who came to the University of Houston on a track scholarship back in 1982 and had an amazing career there, where I became the Bahamas' first Olympic medalist in track and field, and at the World Championships. And of course, my two cousins, three of them, in fact, I raised to become athletes who would use sports to leave the Bahamas to get an education here in the U.S. And of course, I brought the twins here to Houston back in the early 90s, in which I raised them and introduced them to the game of American football. And so, that's primarily what my story is about, even though we can build on it. But I think that's a caveat to what the foundation is today and what has happened as a result of Devon's not being here physically.
Yeah. I know your personal story, conversations like this leads to awareness. So with that, Dr. Austin, how important is it to continue the conversation when it comes to this disease and the work that you do every day?
It's imperative. Devon and Devard didn't learn that they had the sickle cell trait until they were about to be athletes at Florida State, but they were told that it was nothing to worry about, that they live a normal life, and they just need to avoid the 25% chance of birthing a child with disease. The education that the As One Foundation provides today, we certainly believe could have saved Devon's life and too many others that fall far too early from sickle cell trait death in particular. So we keep his name spoken and his legacy alive by the work that we do. But it is imperative that all of our young people, and not even just Black people, because there is a myth that sickle cell only affects African Americans, but it is in fact a blood condition that can affect people of Asian, Indian, Latin, Italian, or Irish, Greek, or Turkish descent. So literally anyone can be affected, and that is an imperative part of our education and advocacy as well.
Yeah, that's great perspective and a good reminder to everyone watching and listening. So listen, I hear you guys have an upcoming race. Tell us all about it.
The Darling Dash, it happens every Sunday, every last Sunday of February. We started it as of the 10th anniversary of losing Devon. And this year is our 14th annual Darling Dash. It takes place on Sunday, February 25th at Stude Park in the Heights. It's a 1K, a 5K, and a 10K. We welcome runners and walkers of all ages. We have age category prizes. Every finisher gets a medal, a T-shirt, and a custom bib. We have a kid zone. People like Frank and his friends, our star athletes, are out there signing autographs and hugging and kissing babies.
Oh, I love that.
But it's definitely a party with a purpose. So everyone can come and register at asonefoundation.org/darling-2024. We're still registering volunteers, runners, sponsors, and even donors, because all of the work of the As One Foundation is done based on the proceeds of this race.
A party with a purpose and family friendly. Everyone in the family is welcome. We so much appreciate both your time, Mr. Rutherford and Dr. Austin. Thank you so much. We, of course, will put all of this information in our website,
Awesome.
clicktohouston.com. Thank you both.
Well, thanks for having us.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.